Hi everyone, welcome back to ITOM batch 3 day 31. How are you doing guys today?
Yes, for you.
I'm also
Good,
doing
Ajay.
good. You? Okay, so again, before proceeding to the next session, do you have any questions for the earlier covered sessions till now?
Yeah, I was asking about CSDM yesterday, and I typed it because I was not able to talk.
Okay, so yeah, sure, Michael. I think once we have completed this one, we'll cover the some portion of the CSDM as well in the coming days.
Yesterday's session has happened.
Sorry, come again.
Yesterday's session has happened,
Yes, it's happened.
but I didn't see the record.
I'm not sure why you're not able to see. If you are not able to see, I can share the recording with you. Okay, I think let's get started then. Let me share my screen. So yesterday we are talking about two things basically. The product model categories, how that will be defining which product model which going to be used. And if we are importing any class and based on that where we want to be create asset basically, right? So I'm going to be discuss that one today first and then little bit on query builder again, and then we'll start for AWS cloud discovery things, right? So what I did here, I just go to here in the product model and I just open the model categories. So whatever you are able to see, this is about the model category basically, right? So first of all, we have to be aligned and we have to be create the model categories. Based on that, we are defining okay, once we are importing or once we are uploading that type of record or that type of model category that should be created in this particular asset, and this will be the product model basically for that, right? So I'm just putting example, same randomly name here. Okay, but if I go to the CI class, I have lots of class here, right? So if I just simply search Windows Server, which product model it is, right? So as I earlier mentioned to you, we have lots of product models basically, and that product model differentiate based on their data, right? So we have application model, construction model, consumables basically, that is we are going to be consume only laptop, keyboard, mouse or some other things, right? Contract models is there, which is going to be again leveraging when we are doing the hardware asset management and software asset management. If something is related to there, when we have to be do contracts, right? Drug models is something related to uh, basically healthcare side, right? Enterprise good model, facilities model. There are two models basically, facility model, and again it's a facility model, but that's something little different basically on that side. Hardware model, we have it. Industrial model, when we are doing some OT related things basically, medical equipments, and there are lots of models, right? So basically, which we are looking for hardware models basically, as when we are implementing that CMDB for specifically for IT organization hardware models, we are looking for consumable models, and we are looking for software models as well, right? So I'm just taking example of hardware models here, where it is, yeah. And then we are putting where we need to be create this particular record, right? So if you see, every model have different asset, right? So construction have construction asset table, consumable have consumable assets, enterprise have enterprise assets, right? So based on that particular one, we are looking and updating that particular record here, right? So if it is hardware model, that will go to the hardware table basically, right? And once we click on this one, that three or four checkbox will be enabled, which is info CI verification, allow pre-allocations, allow in a bundle, or allow as a main, right? So basically, whenever, as I mentioned, that management of asset is something different where, you are requesting to a bundle means, you are a new joiner, you're requested for a laptop or a keyboard or a mouse, or as well, the mobile as well, and you want to be input that particular requirement through the catalog item here. So it will showcase, if you are allowing that particular record to be find out, and based on that it will be allow as in a bundle, right? Allow as a main if it is a single CI, and if you want to be allow pre-allocation, right? Pre-allocations means already you have hardware assets available here in your CMD, in hardware table, and that are in stock, and which you want to be allowed to be pre-allocate to that particular end user or anyone, right? Enforce CI verifications based on that, you are verifying that particular, if we are creating a record here through using this particular model category, that will be create a record in the Windows Server table, right? So that first of all do. If again, if we feel, do we need to be map this particular model category to a parent model or a parent category, we can select it here. There are lots of it, right? So we can do that as well. So let's take an example. I submit this one. Okay, already a category has been given for this particular class. Let me use some other class. I'm just using this one now. Oh, for this one as well have it. Let me do. Yeah, that's done, right? So what I just mentioned to you, we have already a class available. That's why it's not allowing me to do that, right? So if I search here, if I come here, so this is my model category table, where if you see the parent category is also available, right? So that's if it just AV equipments, multimedia type of devices, which is go to the CMDB multimedia, but end of the day that is facility devices, and parent category will be the facilities for that. So we can also create based on that, and this particular mapping will, allowing where if we are creating a asset, in which CI or in which particular class the CI will be creating, right? Then as I mentioned, product models, we have it. Product models, again, we can create it like, if I go to, I already opened it, yeah, right, so this one. So here we are going to be create a product model, right? What will be the manufacturers, if I just take an example of any manufacturer, right? So it's referring the core company table. Let me take an example of Apple. Name, I can put anything again. Okay, short description, if you want to be put Apple devices or something, we can use model categories, right? Here again comes in the picture where we have to be provide the model categories, for which model categories we want to be sync this one, right? So it's again, I'm going to use a computer, which is already we have a model category. Leave asset tracking strategy. You can see this one, create consumable assets. If that particular one model category it belongs to consumable assets, we can do that, or don't create asset, right? If you don't want to create an asset, you can also, do that from here, right? So, and if we are leaving to category, that will create a record in hardware table only, right? So we can do that. Again, we need to be provide related to the asset informations or that hardware informations, useful life, individual asset tracking, acquisition method, how, it's buy or lease or it's a bought, right? Cost will be depreciation value, salvage value, model number, barcode, these couple of informations which we have to be created or which we have to be insert here. And that is an automated way as well, right? So whenever we are getting a new product model, we can also import through automation as well, right? So that when that particular things will comes with that hardware asset management basically, right? But that's why I'm not going to be deep dive into the hardware asset management side. We just let to focus on the CMDB things, right? So based on those particular things, this particular complete cycle will be designed when you want to be create an asset or a CI in which particular table and how that will be working. So I hope I'm able to provide you that information which you are guys looking earlier, right? So if I just quickly open on the computer table model category, and if you see, you have lots of models, name, source and model number, lots of records available which is belongs to computer model. So if any record or any that type of device comes in the future, automatically that will go to the computer model or computer class in the CMDB side, and here it will go to the hardware ALM hardware class. Simple. That's how this particular things will be working basically. Okay. I hope it's clear now. Okay, let me go to the next thing, which is just quickly showcase you the query builder. Right. So again, as I mentioned, query builder is not that much easy to learn, but yeah, let me go and showcase you about this. Yesterday I tried and find out something on it, right? So I already created one query here. If let me showcase this one query first of all. So let me remove this one first, right? So what that, as I mentioned to you guys, whenever in which case this particular query things will work when you need a reporting from two different tables and that are linked to somehow to each other, right? Basically, if you need a single report, if as I mentioned, someone asks you, give me a incident report. How many incident have been created, P1, P2, P3? You you can do from reporting section immediately. You can go, you can refer the incident table, create the report and showcase based on the priority and based on the severity, you can filter out and you can share the report and you can build the dashboard as well. But at the same time, if I ask you, agreed, you have a incident, but can you please let me know on incident side, how many as a configuration item is a attribute there, how many configuration item which have used as a Windows server. So there are two tables will comes in the picture. One is incident and one is Windows server. So you are not able to find out through the normal reporting, then you have to come here to build a query based on that. You can do that, right? So what I did here is just simply showcase you this service. So I just took the service that can be application, business or technical service. I just took the parent one service and connected to the server class. So I just need to know how many service we have it and that are connecting to only servers. Specifically mentioning here servers means that can be a Linux server, that can be a Windows server, whatever server it is, how many service which is connecting to the servers. If I just need to see how many service connecting to the database, I can do that as well, right? So what I'm just going to run this particular query here. See, so we are able to get that particular results here, right? And if I just quickly open one record, just let me open this one, PeopleSoft, or I can open any other as well. Yeah. So if you see here, this is my service. Okay, under that service, okay, which one we have opened? The PeopleSoft one, PeopleSoft reporting, I think PS Linux app 2, right? So here, if you come here, you will see that all servers, right? So we have Windows servers, PS load 01, PS Apache 01, 02, 03. So PS, again, I'm not sure about if this is the correct, oh, sorry. This is the correct record which I'm referring, but PeopleSoft is something there, right? This one PS Linux app 2. So might be that will also there. Yeah, PS Linux app 2, right? So whatever servers used by this particular service, I have a clear picture about it using that. The same way I just opened the SAP plant serve maintenance. You can also see that all the servers, right? But it's created a relationships here. If some I ask, and if I ask you, and provide, let me simple example, if I take, go to the SAP maintenance, plant maintenance, and provide me the list of, or create a report of all servers which is using here. Do you able to provide it through the normal reporting or normal, using this particular table in the normal one, right? No, because the reporting which you are working, that working on a single table, independent table, right? And that working to related to that fields, but that's not working to the related items or relationships which have that particular, table have it, right? So in that case, CMDB query builder comes in the picture. Now if I just go little bit more, if now this is, you are able to see that, right? But if someone comes you and ask you to help me to provide the incident which is running on this particular service, means all service, right? Or the servers, you can also do that. You can also go here in the non CMDB, you can create, you can go for incident, you can click here, and then you can connect the relationships between in this one, right? So, and it's here you can see and or. It's just like if you are putting one more filter conditions here, how you want to utilize it. I'm just trying to do you or, and here you can see use CI reference column, which I just want to use as a configuration item or service. If I use a configuration item, means, on an incident there are two fields, one is service, one is configuration item. So where services are select in the configuration item attribute, it will showcase that one, right? So if I just quickly run this one, see, so we are able to see the incidents now. So in the SAP financial accounting, we have one incident running. If I just quickly open this incident and showcase you, where it is, yeah, configuration item selected as a service here, right? SAP financial accounting. These reportings will not be able to provide. You can able to provide that, on incident table, if I ask you to provide the all configuration item, but if I ask you that configuration item is this, but help me to provide the server, device servers which is running on that particular one, right? So that particular things which you can achieve using the CMDB query builder. Again, as I mentioned, it's not that much easy. You have to do lots of practice, and if you are not working from a long time, sometimes you are not able to recall it how that particular things will be working. That's happened to me yesterday as well, right? So I'm not working on that much on that side most of the time. So but you can do it, leverage on your requirements whenever customer or whenever anyone comes to you and ask for a report. You can do that, connecting two tables or more than two tables as well, and you can generate that particular report. Now what is the benefit of it? Basically, as I mentioned, once I save this one, I can create a schedule as well. So the schedule can be generated and send it to the respective owners, users, groups, email IDs on the particular time if you want to do that, right? And once it is done, you can create the report as well. And that report can be added to a dashboard as well. That can be possible, right? You can see the create report, but that will activate only once you have schedule activated for this particular reporting, right? So schedule is done, then you can create a report, and then you can utilize this particular report as well in dashboard. You can also have extract of it, import this particular query as well. And the same type of query, if you remember, I just mentioned to you, you can also use in the CMDB groups, right? So that is the use of the CMDB query builder basically. I hope it's clarified to everyone. Any questions in that one?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Go ahead. Eklavya, your voice is breaking a lot to me. Guys, are you able to hear Eklavya?
No, his voice is breaking.
Hmm.
I'll jump.
Not sure, but it's not hearable to me. Might be you're speaking little far from your mic or something.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, it's, I'm getting your voice, but it's not that much clear I can understand. Okay, do one thing, Glavya, put your question in the chat. Let me see, and we'll take it further. I think Glavya is left. Okay, any other questions from anyone else?
So Ajay, in real time for this query builder, which kind of request we are receiving? Like
Mentioning
mostly.
we just mentioned it's for reporting. Whenever you have different type of scenarios, whenever a person or a team comes to you and want to see the all Windows servers, all Linux servers related to their respective application services, which you cannot achieve using out of the box queries.
Okay.
And
Because mostly we are doing it via the reporting module.
yes, which is you are doing it through the reporting module, but it's not possible, then you are going to do that, right? So
Okay.
if I just simply say, if someone asks you and showcase, ask a report and ask you that report, give me a list of all my database servers which is used in services or application services, right? How do you able to do that? That's because you are going to club merge or club the two tables. One is the application service and one is, then now you are able to provide that, right? Or if I ask you provide me the all infrastructure devices related to my application service, all is that can be a hardware, or that can be a Windows server, that can be a Linux, or that can be an database, or that can be a network device. You can do that from here, right? If some incidents, right? Which incidents running on my CIs, and if that incident running on my CIs, what type of that CI it is? Just give me the Windows related incident only, Windows server. Okay, you can do it from there. So whenever you have to connect more than one table, and that table is connected through the referenced or relationships, then CMDB query builder comes in the picture to create or build a report and schedule it. Okay.
Yeah, got it, Ajay. Thank you.
Yeah, that's the basic use of it. I think it love. Yes, Pratikant.
Can you create one report on particular thing?
I just created this one. I hope you guys are not following me. This is the report only I just created. I just showcase you to
But
connecting the
this,
incident.
this this is the way we need to see.
Yeah.
I think some other way we can add it in the dashboard. Is it like that on?
No. So that's why I'm saying this is the report. This is the query which I have created, right? And then you have to schedule it. Once you schedule it, you can use to create in report. Let me quickly showcase. Like, I'm putting this one, this. I'm just putting on demand. And let me submit this one. Okay, let me put the names that to CMDB query builder table. Create. You can create on top of it. Call him.
Ajay, I'm audible now?
Yes, now much better.
Much better. Okay. Can I ask my query?
Just one moment. So, Pratikant, if you see, this is the report, right? Here you just need to choose the column because it's just two columns are selected here. You can choose the column, what data you want to see. You can do that and just click on that particular report and just do that. You know, just after that, once report is created, you can add it to your data dashboard as well. Getting my point?
Got it.
Right. So that is the basically view to do that. But first of all, we need to be schedule this one. Yes, Eklavya, now you can.
Okay. Ajay, I was saying it's a beautiful representation of connected devices, applications, and everything. I would, because this is the very first time I'm seeing this, I just want to know, like, you know, if supposedly we are saying a concept of application owners and all. And so certainly, like, you know, these applications are installed on some hardware and this hardware is sitting somewhere. So is it possible to see, like, you know, a data center and then, like, you know, what all devices are there under each device, what all applications are there under each application, who's the owner, such kind of report if we want to just see, can we do that as a test case or a use case?
Yes, we can do that, but basically, you know, as I mentioned, for doing that, we have to do a complete mapping first of all, right? So let's take an example. We have a data center. Under that, we have data centers. That is a vCenter, and that vCenter connecting to the ESX servers, and that's connecting to that, you know, basically on that particular type of host machines and network devices, and then connecting to that applications and then so on, right? So that relationship we have to build it first of all, right? If we are following that particular data model in our organizations, then yes, we can do it from this CMDB query. If someone come to you and ask you, this is the data center which I am owning, can you help me to provide the all infrastructure detail of that particular data centers or application details of the data centers? Yes, you can do that from here. Right, so you can create a report on it. You can schedule this one as well. So that's why, you know, here if you see all CMDB classes is there and non-CMDB classes as well there, right? If you want to add non-CMDB classes, which is not belongs to CMDB, you can add that as well. You just need to be pull or pick that particular class table from here and just add it here in the right side. It's, if I just quickly simply showcase your data center example, we have a logical data centers. I just click this one. This is my logical data center, and that logical data centers, I just need to see hardwares. Simply I'm going all hardwares. Okay, I just need to click this one and this one, and here if you see, the parent will be the logical data center, style will be the hardware, how much with what level your relationships you want to look it for. Let me put the second level and let's run this one. It's not running because we have two reporting, but it's possible basically. If I just do that and let me run again. Oh, node must be connected by NS. It's a query issue. Okay, let me put here. Let me delete this one moment. Let me put hardware table. Okay, let me put server. I'm not sure because it somehow it depends basically if you are managing that relationships or not, right? If you are not managing, that will not you are not able to achieve it, right? It's not managing basically, that's why it's not coming here, but you can do that, right? So it just depends on how you are going to be leverage that particular query builders, you know, connecting two different tables.
So
Simple.
just a very layman question. When you are connecting two levels, like, you know, logical data center and then servers, you are clicking on the right hand side of one and on the other side of it. So is it these are the one which we have to every time we have to do it, or we can do it other way around also?
No. So that which you are able to see here, this one, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the relationships level, right? How much level relationships you want to showcase,
So it is
or which,
maximum level 2.
right? That's our maximum level to here in this one, in the reporting side. Actually, if you remember when I open a, okay, let me open this one. Just okay, let me open this one quickly. Oh, it's a web server. Let me open this one. In the dependency view, I think you can open the relationships, I think uh, 25 levels or 30 levels, right? But here in the reporting side, if they are giving you that type of level relationships, that will create an issue, right? So here it will give you the 2 levels of relationships, which you are able to see that here. If you see, you can control this one to max 49 levels is there, right? So levels basically something, this is the Windows Server 0 level, and downstream there are web server running level 1, then AIX server running level 2, and database is running level 3. The same way here, it's level 1 all the services, and level 2 is this one. So that's the basically level, right? So when you're talking about level, the same as I mentioned, when you are making relationships with data centers, then hardwares, and then top of it applications, then top of it application services, that are the level going to be increased. So here, using CMDB query builders, you are able to reach to second level relationships basically. Okay.
Sure, Jay. I mean, I have to do it by my own to see a couple of more things, but
Right, definitely you have to be apply because as I mentioned, query builder is something off the topic, but why I just pull it here, because it's most of the time when you're working on the CMDB or discovery side, customer looking of that type of reporting. But if you know out of the box a feature query builder is available, using that you can do that, right? Reporting, then that will easy just to be explore it, just connecting the tables, and you can get the report. If you I'm not sure how many you have worked on the database view, right? Database view reporting, right? Where you have to can connect again multiple tables to be connect the report and create the report on the using the database. All right, so this is just small version of that one, but database view is a little bit extended version of it, right? But that is provided here in the CMDB side out of the box, querying the different tables, and you can do that. Okay, I think we should move to the next things now. Let me close this one.
thank you, Jay.
Now, what is the main topic is the today's one is AWS Cloud Discovery. Hi guys, I already asked you lots of time. I'm not sure how many you have practicing that one of the cloud discovery or the CMDB discovery, in which we have covered topics, but I only remember Siva is working continuously and he's reaching out me a lot related to that queries, when he's trying to discover a machine, why it's not discovered, what is this and all, right? So what he did basically, he did he just go to that Google and search for AWS free instances, right? Just go there, create your ID from using your email ID, provide the password, and after that provide your credit card informations. It will deduct some money from your credit card for the time being to test your credit card is working or not. And once that is done, after 48 hours or some time, they will refund that money as well in your account. But end of the day, you are able to see, you are able to get that Azure portal, or sorry, AWS portal, right? Here in AWS portal, you can create the machines, you can create the applications, and on top of it, you can also access that machines, install the Windows server, and then you can try to discover using personal PDI as well. Okay, because it's an open internet, it's on cloud, so there is no firewall connectivity issue will be happening. But to working on that side, you have to be little bit to know how the AWS is working. If you don't know, just refer the documentations from where you can create that particular things, right? So what I did here, simple, if I just showcase you here, I have just created 3 machines. If I go to my instances, so these 3 machines I have created EC2 instances, which is running You are able to see that's created in availability zone EU North 1A. That's basically data center. I just use this so micro because that is free one, right? And I just put it the random name AWS Discovery, ITOM training, Tech with agent, 3 machines, and these 3 machines have the different 3 OS. I think 2 machines running on the Windows. Yeah, 2 machine running on the Windows, 1 machine is running on Red Hat, right? I just created that machine, and that's specifically I'm going to be focused on the cloud discovery here. So once, let's take an example. You have now a provisioned machine on the cloud, resources will be provisioned. Okay, and customer come to you and ask you to, I need a AWS cloud discovery. So as I mentioned, prereq are already always there for everything, right? Whenever you think like sorry, whenever you are planning to do a discovery of anything, prereq is there. Like, might be you require a mid server again, you require the credentials. So here the credentials or access which we are giving, that we called IAM role, identity and access management roles, basically, right? Now which roles we have to be given, which roles we have to be use it, that again depends based on the requirements, right? There are lots of roles. If let me give you one scenario here. If you want to discover the complete AWS, right, in a single go, might be they will give you that administrator access or administrator role immediately, but it's read only one, right? But if you feel no, they just want to provide access on couple of service accounts only, then they can do it in that way as well, right? So what I did here, I just I think let me showcase you from where I did it. I think users, yeah, I think this one. So this is my user ServiceNow cloud, where I got access key here from here, and I have the API key as well, right? So from here I have just added a particular role, and which I just mentioned to you, administrator access I've just given to them, right? It's directly a complete role to them, it's right. And here if I just want to add some tags or something, which I can do it, right? So we can add it here as well, right? The keys here, the access keys there as well, right? But when we are creating this one, there are two things will be happening, or two things which is required for the credential side, which is okay, if I go to the credentials, where is here? Okay, AWS CRAD. Here it's going to be asked for the access key ID and the secret key ID, right? And the secret key ID is enable or visible when you are creating this particular type of role, right? So I use this particular access key ID and secret key ID is copied and put it here. Now once is you are created, that once means you have connected, you have the credentials available, then you have to be start the discovery. Second thing, quickly, I just want to showcase you before going to the next things. The same thing also available for Azure as well. Same thing also available for cloud or GCP as well, right? If I just showcase you the Azure Service Principal credentials here, you will require, you can put the name, anything. You can require tenant ID, client ID, authentication method, and secret key. But what is the best here when you are doing this one, Azure credentials? I have already created. Yeah, let me just showcase you quickly. So I just created this one test for the testing purpose. But what is the good thing here? When you have the created credentials and you have the correct access, you can discover the subscriptions here itself. So once you click on the description, discovery subscriptions, automatically when all this, if the credentials are correct only, then only you are able to see the Azure subscriptions here, and whatever Azure subscriptions will be created here, that will be available in this particular table, which we call service account under cloud provisioning and governance. Okay, that's happening with Azure if you have doing the discovery of Azure, but that's not the case with AWS. AWS, once you have created the credentials, you have to come here on the cloud service account table and create a service account. Just let me open this one. And meanwhile it's opening the same information, nothing need to be provided here. You just need to be provide this particular account ID, right? That account ID is not, you are not bothering about it because that account ID again is provided by the AWS administrator for which you are doing the discovery, right? So they will provide you account ID, they will provide you the credentials. Data center URL is not mandatory, right? You can use or not, right? But again, data center type is mandatory. Like, you know, there are lots of data centers available, right? Azure, AWS, GCP, LB, Logical, NetApp, OCI, and you know, VMware. So some cloud database and some on-prem data centers as well, right? So you can use that one. Discovery status, you can see it, right? Now, as I just mentioned to you, if you have a parent account, right, running, through that you want to discover the all child account, you can do that as well. So if, because sometimes what happens, customer is not providing access to the your child account, they will provide you access to the parent account, and using that you can run the discovery, right? And if it is a master account, you can do that as well, right? So that's the checkbox. If I just checkbox is there, you can see cloud service account table is automatically visible, right? So automatically all service accounts will be visible here if it is a master account, right? So once you will do that, once you know you have a account ID available or service account details available from AWS stakeholder side, you can click on the discovery data centers. So meanwhile, is discovery data centers happening? Any questions? I think I can raise. Yeah, yes, Eklavya and Avi, you raise your hand.
Ajay, is there any way, like, um, probably like, you can perform with another one machine and we can have a live demo of these things? Or if it is not,
What?
do we have any kind of a document where, like, step by step is given? So probably I would like to just, check at my
You,
end.
oh, sorry to say, but you know that EC2 instance is not. I'm not going to be trained you, right? Because that is something I just want to showcase you how you can use some skills, how you can refer the documentation of AWS, and you can build or create a EC2 instance on AWS. The free EC2 instance is basically, right? What I'm trying to showcase you, because it's not about to you bother, right? End of the day, when you're working on discovery side, I'm just trying to showcase how the cloud discovery will be working, basically what the access will be required, right? If you want to create some freeware EC2 instances, just go to Google, search for AWS free EC2 instances, and you can see that you know everything there itself, right? And once you log in, it's just very easy to handle it, right?
Mm-hmm.
As I mentioned, simply, if I just quickly let me showcase you AWS. I have also done the same thing, right? I have also earlier I'm going last time till last time sorry, EC2 instance.
Sorry, you are expert. We are no voice.
No, hey, I'm not expert. That's what I'm saying now. I'm expert in the ServiceNow discovery side. I'm not expert in AWS or Azure side, right? So earlier till the time, because this is my third session, third batch of ITOM discovery, I'm using Azure. This time I explore AWS. Let's explore AWS, how that will be working, right? So track your free tier use. You can go AWS. Okay, let me see AWS free tier account. I think I can go here. Simply create an account. Okay, if it is sponsored one, let's go. Free cloud computing, AWS free tier, right? Create an account here. It's just very simple, but you
Mm-hmm.
know, feel what I see in lots of time. We are not trying here. It just see in which role area I just like I just select anything, or IT administrator. I am interested for uh, others. Okay, let's submit this one. Launch a Linux virtual machine, play Docker, run Hello Server. Everything is there. Just you need to be how you are going to do that, right? So where it is now, my account. Okay, shit. I just do that where it is. Okay, let me, because might be I logged in here, that's why it's not going to be able to do that, right? It automatically logged in, right? But on that particular site which I just mentioned to you, you have to access to create free account. I'm just redirecting to this particular one immediately because I logged in already. But there here option, what you need to do, just need to be provide your name, your address, your email ID, your password, means username, password you need to be provided. Once that username is password is provided, they will ask to validate or provide your credit card information. They will deduct 2 rupees from credit card to validate that yes, credit card is working. In future, once your free tier is completed for it's for 1 month, I think so, right? So if it is completed automatically, they starting the charge deduction, right? So we can anytime we can close this one as well, right? Also, they are also going to be verify that you are a person, so you have to provide your PAN card and other details, right? Once you have it, you have this particular console available, right? Under that console, you can come, you can create couple of machines, right? I am on the home page, and if I need to add, my machine, or if I need to add some EC2, more EC2 instances, I think I have limit only 3 as a free, but we can do that. We can create more EC2, couple of EC2 instance if I required, right? So launch instance is there, instance, everything is there, but you just need to be look into that particular site. But as a CMDB owner or as a discovery engineer, this is, you are not worried about that things will be done by the AWS administrator. This is just for your interest. If you are looking for learn something new or learn something more to understand, that is just for that only.
Sure, Jan. Thank you.
Okay? So you can do that. Now, Abhi, you have also one more push.
Yeah, Ajay.
Hmm.
So whenever we are working on AWS or Azure, okay, so all those service account details will be provided by the cloud resources, right? Cloud
I,
team.
I just I just mentioned to you, for
Yes.
AWS side, service account details definitely it will be providing, but once you have the credentials, you can get the service account details immediately, whatever that on those particular credentials, whatever service account access has been given to you, right? So in my Azure side, I'm not bothering about the service account details, right? Because I am able to discover it, and what I need to just do simple, once I have credentials and I am able to discover Azure subscriptions, I need to provide this report. Okay, sir, we are able to get that service account from these credentials, are this correct? If they say yes, okay. If they say no, so just provide me access to other service accounts as well, because if credentials are correct, then that's the service account, so I'm able to get it. End of the day, everything here in the AWS and Azure cloud discovery side, everything running on the access and the roles. If your access and roles are correct, definitely you are able to do that in single go, because that access and role will be managed by Azure or cloud administrator basically, right? That I just try to showcase you here. What I did here, in EC2, I am going to that IAM roles, and I just created my role, or I have just given the complete administrator access. And how I got to know this administrator access will be required, if you want to discover the complete one from the ServiceNow documentation. So everything step by step is also mentioned on the ServiceNow documentation. Go to user, create a permission, under that give this particular role, add this particular service account. Everything is available there on the ServiceNow documentation for that. Okay, so if you provide that reference to that AWS or cloud administrator, they will do it that configuration from their side and they will provide you. But because they know more than us related to their environments, so they know, they understand what role or what access you have to be provided for the discovery purpose for specific service accounts if they want to do that. Okay.
Okay, so we no need to mention to them like we need this kind of access or this kind of role.
We should mention, but that I what I'm trying to say here, IAM role is going to be managed on the different ways.
Hmm.
If it is complete access, if it is a parent access, if it is a child access, if it is for a couple of service accounts only. It depends. But
Okay.
how they want to be discovered, based on that, they will give you the IAM access or IAM rule to that thing. And simple, that rule or that whatever they are giving, it's their problem, right? End of the day, we required access key ID and the secret key ID. They just provide us, and if they provide us, we can come to cloud service account table, create a cloud service account record here using this account ID. Now, as I mentioned, AWS, we required the account ID details from them. How many accounts ID we have it? We just need this particular one. Okay. And once they provide it, we need to be run the discovery of data centers. Once discovery of data center is done, you are able to see the all data centers here, the 17 out of the box data centers and one logical data centers you are able to see with the service accounts, right? But you have to be that you. Hello.
Sorry, Ajay, your voice is breaking. Is it only for me?
I think there is some background noise from your side of me, Abhi. I think so. Guys, I hope you're able to hear me clearly.
Yeah, now I can hear. Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ajay, just one more thing. Like, if suppose any new subscription ID is going to be onboarded or going to be like live, okay, so how we will come to know, and how, what is the prerequisite if any
No,
new
the same
subscription ID is going to be?
the same period will be there. You know what they will do in that case? They will give you the parent account access. And what they are doing always under the parent, they are going to be at the new subscriptions, right? So if you have a parent access, automatically you have the all access of the child, whatever it's going to be new, right? So using that, if you are running discovery on the parent account, you are definitely immediately you are able to get the all child accounts which is connected to that.
Okay, because
So that
we have faced such kind of issue. Like, we were in Azure, some new subscription ID has been onboarded by cloud team, but we were not aware of that.
right. So you are not aware about that, but now that's the process gap. What is happening whenever we are working to going to implement ServiceNow discovery for any customer, we do only the one time activity. Okay, sir, we need those particular type of credentials to discover that type of devices, right? We did it, one time discovery is done. But as you know, the provisioning, deprovisioning, adding new CIS devices, it's a ongoing activity in any infrastructure, that can be cloud or non-cloud, right? We have to be add a process there. Sir, if a new machine is going to be provisioned in your environment, this is the ServiceNow discovery prereq which should be implemented at the same time. If it is not implemented, we are not responsible to discover on the time, right? And that will be added as a build process, machine build process, or we can add as a ServiceNow discovery checklist anywhere. Up now, the thing is how they are tracking that one. Might be through some service catalog. If yes, provisioning happening through service catalog, just put a task there, ServiceNow checklist task, which, and whoever is going to be provision a service account or a machine, they are going to be check that particular ServiceNow checklist. Yes, for discovery, we need to be provide access or need to be add this service account to be correct roles, correct users, right? So that's happened basically, but it should be aligned with the process.
Okay, so there is no manual process to add the subscription ID if that is a new subscription.
No, not required.
Okay, everything is done via service account.
Yes.
Okay.
If you have access, why you are going to become on the multiple times to be manual do it, right? If you have access through Azure or AWS, automatically that will come here when you run the discovery again and again. That's it.
Okay.
Not
Yeah, got
required
it,
to do.
Ajay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. So now we have to be configure the discovery schedule. Once the service account is done or discovered the data centers, I'm going to be showcase you. I've already did it, but yeah, let me showcase you again how we can configure the discovery schedule for a Azure or AWS specific things from service account. So as I mentioned, I'm doing from the service account side now. Here. So if you have multiple myth servers, you can do that. Automatically once you are doing the service account discovery through service account table, while you're scheduling the data or discovery schedule, you can do it from there. Okay, automatically these particular informations will be populated, right? If you have multiple mid servers, because only one mid server is running here, I'm not selecting this one. But if you have multiple mid servers, you have the capability to select which mid server you want to use for AWS or which mid server you want to use for specific Azure. Or if you have cluster as well, you can also do the configuration of it, right? It's just like a normal discovery schedule which you are working or which you are configuring. Here automatically name will be populated with a cloud service account and with the name of the service account, AWS service account, which I just mentioned here. But if you want to modify, if you want to put it in a different way, it's also up to you, right? Its service account will be selected there, name will be there, account ID will be there, credentials will be automatically pulled up from the credentials table. And that, if you want to put again service, it just, if you want to give some more information about if specifically for doing for service some service account or access, you can do that. But I'm not doing, I'm just doing for this one, right? So let's do its test account validation is successful. Once this is done, let's go to the next. Okay, schedule name already. Okay, its schedule name is already exist. That's why it's giving error. But let me showcase you here. Let me put in different way. Let me put one. I just changed the name right here. This is also one more thing, important thing, because here every Azure or AWS or whatever that cloud data centers we have it, we have that 17 out of the box data centers available for that, right? Now it's depend. Sometimes customer is able to provide us key for this particular service account. We have that data center, which is mostly we have all the cloud resources available. If customer is not able to provide us, we can add the all data centers here. If customer is able to provide it, I think that will be good if we are running discovery on these specific data centers related to that particular service account, because it's just save our a lot time, right? Then we can add the virtual machine. This is just one more discovery schedule, which is automatically going to be created to discover the host IPs or discover the virtual machines which is running a particular service account, right? But again, this particular will be discover automatic out of the box every time after cloud discovery or cloud resources discovery schedule. But this will run only if my discovery host discovery prereq is implemented. When I'm mentioning host discovery prereq means specifically I'm mentioning here the sorry, especially I'm mentioning the Windows Server or Linux Server prereq. If that are enabled on that machine, then we are able to do that discovery of the host or the virtual machine to the target table. Otherwise, we are able to discover the cloud resources. Again, it's a schedule time when you want to run whatever the time, daily frequency and all, right? So this is just simple things of the configurations which you have to do. Let me quickly go to the discovery schedule. Okay, so once you create this discovery schedule, the two schedules will be created. I just mentioned one is for cloud resources, which is this one, and one is for configuration item. And this will be after discovery of this, and this will be discovering my virtual machines, which is available in this particular service account, right? If I just quickly open this one, I think we don't have the time to discover it, but yeah. If you see, one discovery status is I already triggered last time and that has been completed. If I quickly open this one and okay, if you see data centers run, the triggers, the patterns and all devices discovered. So, the one thing here I just quickly mentioned to you guys, don't be confused if nothing is coming here as a CMDB CI, right? It doesn't mean that AWS or cloud discovery not discovered anything. It discovered a lot. Let me show you, because that happening on the data center side. If I go here where it's cloud service account, okay, yeah, let me open this one. So anyone remember where my machines is created? I have created in instances EU North 1A. Let me go to my EU North 1A. Where it is? I think here my machines is there. Yeah. So what I just did here, I go to my EC2 instance, just look where I have just created my virtual machines, that is in data center EU North 1, and I open this particular data center. Simple, right? So if you see the EU North 1 data centers, I'm able to discover the availability zone. These three machines which I just showcase you, Ajay Web Server or Ajay Web Server or Linux server, but the name earlier is like that, which I have configured, and after that I change it. So once I rediscover that machine, the name will be changed automatically, right? Compute security group. Meanwhile, I'm just showcasing this one to you. I can run the discovery of it, right? Yeah, I think this is the one. Okay, I just triggered again. So here it will discovering. Okay, this you can see discovery status number is also updated here immediately. Right, so these particular things, security groups, images, hardware types, storage volume, cloud network, cloud interface, if any load balancers is there, cloud database, everything will be discovered by default with AWS discovery patterns. Okay, we no need to do nothing. And these have everything have a complete different table where it's going to be stored. If I just talking about this particular one, storage, right? So that is going to be stored in, I think, cloud storage table or something is there. Yeah, CMDB CIS storage volume table, right? This particular cloud interface is going to be stored in the cloud table, cloud interface, cloud network table, CMDB CIS network list, right? And you can see there are lots of record. So the things is simple. This just we did. Okay, I just closed by mistake. You North one, I think so. Yeah. So basically what I'm trying to mention, this is your cloud resources discovery. You have not discovered any host here. This is the cloud resources which you have discovered. Host discovery will be if we are able or we are going to be discover these particular my machines or virtual machines into the respective Windows server, Linux server and respective tables. Then we can say that I'm doing a host discovery now. And for that again we require the host prereq, and then automatically one relationships will be created here. I hope you guys are following me and getting understand what I'm trying to say.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that's the thing basically happening on the cloud discovery side. If I'm not sure. So any questions in that one? Till the time my discovery is running, I think it will take couple of minutes, but yeah.
So Ajay, from cloud discovery, if you can give us some most frequent errors which we are facing.
Cloud discovery, right? I don't have handy that particular errors, but I have run on lots of cloud discovery on Azure or AWS on GCP, but I have not seen any such errors except one, which couple of times which I see, that our customers are using the uh, cloud APIs basically, right? So earlier we are using the cloud APIs, but the things are now migrating to the pattern for the discovery side, right? So we just need to be migrate that cloud APIs to be pattern. I think that's available here if I'm not wrong. Migration. No, 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 no. Okay, so when you search here, pattern migration or something is there, right? If you it's again demo instance, it's not here available. No, prop to patterns, no, not that one. No, it's not there. So basically, that's why sometimes the discovery is not working properly and it's failing, right? So we have to just to migrate from that particular cloud APIs to the pattern side. Simple. That I see most of the time. Apart from that, what is the another issue is related to the access only, right? So if you don't have the correct access or IAM role provided for AWS, you are not able to discover that machine properly. That I think I have seen issues, but apart from that, I don't have any such issues. But yeah, there have lots of or huge list of discovery errors of the cloud. I will share with you that particular one. I don't have an issue with that.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Now you can see immediately when I just run the discovery, that's updated with correct name. AWS discovery with AJ, ITOM training, and tech truck with AJ. Whatever, just I've given the name, right? And this is updated. The CIS will be updated, right? So that's how the cloud discovery is basically working. But again, if you want to learn something, if you want to explore something, guys, you have to do some self effort to get that AWS instance or Azure. I think on the first day or second day when I started the discovery sessions, I especially mentioned about that, right? But I think no one is tried for that. Only there is one person, Siva, who are working consistently on those particular topics and reaching out to me personally multiple times. As I'm facing these issues, I'm working on that one and I'm doing these particular things, right? And most of the time he's not able to attend the class due to his late night shift, but still he's referring the videos on the same day or the next day immediately and working on those particular things and asking his questions immediately to me. So guys, till the time you are not practicing, you are not looking for the things, you are not putting your self effort, the training is not going to be help you. The training is to provide you that how the things will be working and how you can do that, but you have to put your self efforts basically. Okay, any last question in the cloud discovery side?
So Ajay, do we have any concept of service principal account or something like that?
So that
Because
service
yeah,
principal comes in Azure.
okay,
Okay, here it's IAM role in AWS or service principal roles or service principal comes in Azure. Yeah, definitely we have it, right? So
okay,
service is just a normal specific for Azure cloud discovery credentials.
okay. That will be provided by cloud team, right?
Yes, definitely that will be provided by the cloud team only.
Okay.
Right, so that's one thing we have to be worried about. You know, if someone asks me as a why you are going to be certified as Azure or AWS or some other modules, because I thought if I have some knowledge on that product as well, somehow I can help out to that cloud team as well. Or if we are facing some issue on that side, we can we can we can work together to get it right. So that's my curiosity to learn some other things on the time to time basis, right? So that's you need to be do or develop at your side as well, so you can learn the things which is related to you, because we are working on the infrastructure side. I'm not sure when we have to be connect with Windows or Linux or cloud team to be troubleshoot the issues, and if we know something before that on the cloud products, I think that's easy, but it's not mandatory. Because we are responsible for service now, not for the AWS, what happening on the AWS side. They have to do it if something is issue, some issue is there from their side, right? But it should be good if we have some knowledge on that side. Okay, I think we are good for today. If we don't have much questions, guys. No. Yes, no, maybe.
No.
Okay.
No, Ajay.
Fine. Thank you, guys. I think we are good for today. But again, as I mentioned, Monday, guys, go through the complete all topics which we have discussed till now. Monday, we are just planning to rephrase the all things or a Q&A sessions to discuss each and everything on that side. Okay, so be prepared. That's your test day. Okay, so be ready for that. I'm going to be help you out with your queries as well. But first of all, we'll go with the Q&A sessions and the rephrasing the things again and again. No, Ritam, we are not able to hear you. Ritam, you can put on the chat. I think we'll see and respond to you. I think it's overrunning of the time, so I think we can drop off for now. You can put on the chat. I will respond to you, Ritam. Okay, guys. Thank you so much. Have a good day.
Yeah, thanks.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, Ajay.
Happy
Thanks.
weekend,
Bye.
guys. We'll
Thank
meet
you,
on
Ajay.
Monday. Thank you.
Thank you.